Hello, this video explains how to find the slope given an equation. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. So finding slope given an equation. Okay, so we know that some of you guys know that slope is rise over run. We use that when we're given a graph. We also know that slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We use that when we're given 2 points, no graph. And at the very beginning, somebody talked about y equals mx plus b. Okay, so y equals mx plus b. And so this is just a way that the equation is written. And when it's written like this, where the y is all by itself, then we know that here, this number that's next to x is our slope. Okay. Another thing that we also know is when x is 0, then the y-intercept would be this number here, b. So we also would know the y-intercept. Okay. And so when your equation is written like this, where the y is by itself, this is called slope-intercept form. Okay, so far, most of the equations that you've been working with, slope-intercept form. So not very creative there. Okay, most of the time you're used to seeing it written like this. Okay, where the x and the y are on the same side, the y is not by itself. Okay, so that's called standard form. Okay, but now we're going to be looking at it where this equation is rewritten so that the y is by itself on one side of the equal sign. Okay, so let's take a look here. Find the slope of 3x plus y equals 7. Okay, so this equation does not have the y by itself. So I'm going to do a little bit of work here to get the y by itself. So we need to do some solving here. Okay, so in order for me to solve for y, to get the y by itself, I have to get rid of that 3x. So I need to subtract 3x. Okay, but I need to do it on both sides. So I'll do it here as well. Okay, because we're trying to get the y by itself. Okay, so that cancels out the 3x. And that leaves me with this positive 1y. Okay, and that's what we want. We want the positive 1y by itself, and then everything else on the other side. Now over here, this 7 and this minus 3x, they are not like terms, so we have to write them down separately. It doesn't matter which one you write first, so I'm going to go ahead and write down minus 3x first. Okay, and then I'm going to write that plus 7, that positive 7. Okay, and so now I have it in this form, y equals mx plus b. I have it in slope-intercept form. So then now I know that this here, this number next to x, is my slope. Okay, so I can go ahead and say that my slope, m, is -3. Okay, so that's why we like to have it written like this, where the y is by itself. Okay, get that y by itself, and you'll be able to tell what the slope is. Okay, let's try another example. Find the slope of -3x minus 2y equals, let's do -8. Okay, so again, this one is not written with the y by itself, so we're going to have to do a little bit of work here to get that y by itself. Okay, so I need to get rid of that negative 3x, so I do the opposite. So I'm going to add 3x to cancel that out. Okay, but I have to do it to the other side. Definitely draw that line down the middle there where the equal sign is, because some of you guys still don't understand what I mean when I say on the other side. So when I mean on the other side of that line. Okay, so you have to add 3x on this side and on the other side of that line. Okay, all right. So it cancels out over here. And so I am left with, that's not a 2y, that's a negative 2y. And you have to bring that sign. You have to bring that sign with it. So it's a negative 2y. Okay. And then on the other side, again, it doesn't matter which one you write first. I'm going to write the positive 3x first, and then the minus 8. Okay. Now I need to get that y by itself. So I need to divide both sides by negative 2. Okay. And you have to divide the other side. So you have to divide everything. Everything gets divided by negative 2. Okay. And then we get the y here by itself. That's what we want. We want the y by itself. And then over here we have negative 3/2 x. Doesn't matter where you put the negative. And then right here, we have double negative, so that's going to make it positive. And 8 divided by 2 is 4. Okay? All right, so now that we have it written in slope-intercept form, I can claim that my slope is negative 3/2. Okay? So just be careful with your signs, keep track of everything, but that is basically how you find the slope given an equation. You have to rewrite it so that the y is by itself. Okay? All right, if you have any questions, just make sure you email me.